Do you enjoy attending backgammon tournaments? If so, the 2025 Chicago Open is one you won't want to miss. And my good friend Rory Pascar joins me to discuss it in this video. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, and I'll work on it. If you love backgammon, you can become a member of this channel, giving you exclusive access to the most popular videos. My book, Backgammon Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. Again, in this video, it's my great pleasure to welcome back my good friend Rory Pascar. Hello.
How's it going, brother? Good to see you.
Very good. It's always a pleasure to see you. How have you been?
Doing well. Life's been busy. Preparing for the Chicago Open, as we're about to talk about. Also a bunch of other things going on, both in backgammon and in family life. So all's good.
Yeah. So, how long have you been running the Chicago Open? It's been quite some time now.
Yeah, it's gonna about. I think it's like 15 years because the first year I ran it was 2011, but the 2 years prior in 2010 and 2009, I actually worked with Howard Markowitz, kind of learning from the Zen master himself how to do this, and yeah, I took it over fully in 2011.
Great. And so this year there's going to be the Chicago Open, but you're going to be doing another tournament too.
Yes, I just signed the contract and got the approval from the powers that be to host a tournament in Boston later on this year. I'm super excited. You know, I am from Boston, and after they kind of went the last year without a tournament, uh, the players there asked me to pick up the reins and take it over, and I got a hotel contract signed. It's going to be at the 4 Points by Sheridan, Newton, Massachusetts. Literally, the hotel sits on top of the Mass Pike. It's kind of really cool, but there is very little noise from the traffic. It's actually a great spot, 10 minutes from downtown Boston. Got a bunch of cool things planned, including a pre-tournament excursion to Salem, Massachusetts, to see a witch museum and also a few haunted houses. We'll have a bus taking everyone over. That will be on Wednesday, the 29th. And then it's a 4-day tournament from on Thursday, the 30th through Sunday, November 2nd. Super excited. I had a lot of inquiries in New York when I was there this year, asking me, what's going on in Boston. And so finally, this is it.
So you'll be able to see the Witch Museum on Halloween weekend.
Exactly. It's a whole theme, and I have my graphic designer currently working on coming up with a few different ideas. He's about to show me for the logo for the tournament, and then I'll get cracking on building the website and everything else.
Great. That sounds fantastic. And in this video, we're going to discuss the Chicago Open 2025.
Yep, this
So,
is my baby.
yeah, so I see here, this is the website. We'll just go through this. It's going to be May 21st through 26th at the Chicago O'Hare in Rosemont, at the Embassy Suites by Hilton in Chicago.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah. So that's like Rosemont is that a suburb of Chicago, or that's part of Chicago? Or?
Yeah, Rosemont is a suburb of Chicago. It's basically the city that surrounds the east side of the north and east side of the airport. So when you exit the airport, if you get off the highway right away, you're in Rosemont. And that's where all my tournaments have been, excuse me, for the last 15 years, is in one of the airport hotels near the airport O'Hare. So it's super convenient for the players that are flying in. And I have a very high percentage of the travelers coming into Chicago, like 2/3 to 3/4 of the players are flying in. So for them to be able to grab a free airport shuttle direct to the hotel is really a nice convenience.
When I fly to Chicago, I like to go to Midway. How far is that from Midway Airport?
It's about 30 to 40 minutes. You can definitely do that, but I mean, I think it's so much easier just flying into O'Hare because, like I said, free airport shuttle. And this hotel is super close to the airport. It's right off the exit. So like 7 minutes max from terminal to the hotel.
Yeah, here in Los Angeles, we have the LAX Airport, which is the main one, but I try to fly out of Burbank because
Sure.
LAX tends to be a zoo, and I know O'Hare is kind of a zoo as well, right?
I don't think it's that bad. I have TSA pre-check and global
Okay,
entry, and I travel all the time, so it seems to be pretty convenient for me. I rarely ever have any issues, but your non-standard travelers into O'Hare, I think, can have some difficulty at times, but I'm very familiar with the layout of the airport, so no issues for me.
okay, very good. So let's go through the website. We'll
Sure.
go down here. Here, featuring the More Swiss ABT. Please tell us about that.
So instead of for the main tournament, instead of having a standard 64 or 128 player bracket, we have pairings in each round. They're random pairings based on win-loss records. So in the first round, it's just random, everyone's randomly drawn and everyone's paired up against someone else. In the second round, all the first round winners are paired up, and all the first round losers are paired up. In the third round, the 2 and O's are paired up, the 1 and 1s are paired up, and the 0 and 2s are paired up. And it just continues like that. So after it's a 4 loss elimination system. So the winner is defined as the last person remaining with fewer than 3 losses. So if you have 0, 1, or 2 losses, you can still win the tournament. Once you get that third loss, you are in your quote unquote last chance scenario. If you continue to win till the end, you'll end up in a cashing spot.
Very good, very good. So that's the Swiss format. And
Yep.
here there are some other events. I'll let you go through those, please.
Sure, the Women's National Championship we're hosting for the second time. This is the third time this event is held. Karen Davis won it the first year, and with all her expertise and experience in backgammon, she knows there's tends to be a higher percentage of female players in the Midwest. So she thought Chicago was a great place to host this tournament, the Women's National Tournament. And so we're hosting it. We hosted it last year. Wendy Kaplan was our champion, and this year we're hosting it again. I'm super excited. It's a standard single elimination with a consolation and rebuy format. So it's a great event. The winner gets a gorgeous women's World of Backgammon board. It's that lavender board you've seen around the tour. And the second place and the finalist of the consolation will both get a $250 valued watch from by Bel Air from Alan and Joan Grunwald. Alan and Joan Grunwald. I apologize.
Wow, fantastic.
So that's one great event we're excited to host again. Of course, the Players Cup BMAB, run by Dimitri and Roberto. They're going to do another job. Last year, we set the world record with 44 participants. It's still the largest Players Cup BMAB event ever. Hoping to break that record next year, this year, I should say.
And
We
what's
also
unique
have
about the Players Cup
go ahead.
BMAB that's different from a traditional tournament for the viewers?
Sure. Oh, absolutely. The Players Cup is a really great event. It's if you're interested in improving your backgammon game, this is the event you should play in because every single match in this tournament is recorded and transcribed. I believe it's going to be 5 rounds of 9-point matches. 3 will be Wednesday night, 2 more Thursday morning, so you can still play in any and all other side events. And all those matches will be, like I said, recorded and transcribed in XG. If you have a backgammon teacher or if you just review your own, this is a great learning tool to go through your own mistakes and figure out how can improve your game. What parts of the game are you missing? And you can your teacher can potentially cater a lesson plan based on the faults that he sees in those matches. So it's really a great tool.
Yeah, and then you could get like a master rating, right?
Absolutely. Oh, yes, absolutely. All these matches also count towards the Backgammon Masters Awarding Body, BMAB. That's the worldwide organization issuing titles for backgammon achievement, basically playing so many matches or experience points at certain PR levels. I was lucky enough to achieve Backgammon Grandmaster last year, and that's because I played 300 consecutive experience points under the 4.0 PR threshold to do so, which was a great achievement. It was a goal I've been working on for like 10 years and was super excited to get it last year.
Congratulations, that's
Thank
fantastic.
you.
All right,
Thank
and
you.
then there's the Bob Zavrol board tournament.
Yeah, Bob Zavrel is a board maker here in Chicago. His craftsmanship is just undeniable. I just absolutely love his boards. He's been making boards for he's more than 20 years, maybe more than 30 years. And the last year, say last few years, maybe since COVID, he started putting his new boards and little videos on Facebook. And man, his job with those little ads or advertisements of his boards are as good as the boards. I mean, he's really gotten good at making these little promo videos, and the craftsmanship, like I said, is just undeniable. He's one of the best there is, and because he's here in Chicago, unfortunately, Taki is no longer able to make boards for us. I had been having a Taki board tournament for the first 12 years, I think, and last year we started with this Bob Zavrall doing a board, and he's going to do another one this year. I'm super excited.
And I had the pleasure. I know Bob personally.
Yeah.
He's also an outstanding player, and
Oh
his
yeah,
boards,
no doubt.
yeah, his boards are unique because of their outstanding quality. For example, they're lightweight, but they have those double racks for the trays, so you can put the cubes in there, and there are slots for the shakers, for the dice cups. So those are really nice boards. Okay, and then the next one is the lecture.
Yep, Sunday night, Michi will be doing a lecture. Normally there would be a Friday night test, the backgammon proficiency test, but the organization in Japan decided not to put one together this year. So Michi is going to do a lecture titled "Gravity in Backgammon," and I'm not sure exactly what that entails, but I am really interested. So I will definitely be attending. It's Sunday night after the dinner break.
So I recently did a video with Michi. He was playing a match or money game session with Kit Woolsey, and we discussed this topic of gravity because he's given this seminar before, and it's outstanding. It has to do with like moving the back checkers depending on how many checkers you have left on your midpoint.
Okay, interesting. I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah, his seminars are outstanding. He did one last year in Los Angeles on the topic of the 5 point match, which he's working on a book about that.
Excellent. He's produced some great lectures and books, so I mean, he's one of the goats, no question.
Okay, very good. And then in addition to that, there's an FM Gammon board.
Actually, there's two. One will be given to the winner of the Unlucky Dice Last Chance. And the Unlucky Dice Last Chance is an event that I created personally. Actually, can we go on the website if you go to under event info, main event info, and then scroll towards the bottom? I have a nice little description of what the Unlucky Dice Last Chance is there.
Okay,
If you scroll towards the bottom, keep going.
there we
Unlucky Dice.
go. Okay.
There we go. And basically, it says the Chicago Open for the main event is a 3-day event: Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Unfortunately, because it's quadruple elimination, we actually play 5 matches on Saturday, the first day. Some players will be eliminated the first day. I hate the fact that people are coming to Chicago and can be eliminated the first day of a 3-day main event. So they aren't. There's this free roll called the Unlucky Dice Last Chance that starts on Sunday. It's for any player that loses 4 matches. So they go 0-4 or 1-4 on Saturday. They get a free roll into this. It's for both open level players and the intermediate division. And anytime an intermediate player does gets paired up with an open level player in this event, they start with a 1-0 lead. So
Wow.
it's
Oh, it's a
we're
five
trying to
points. Wow,
equalize
that's a
the
big lead.
equity. Yeah, say again.
That's a big lead in a 5 point match.
Yeah, well, it kind of equalizes the equity between the open and intermediate players. And so winner of this event gets the logoed FM backgammon board, Chicago Open backgammon board, and second place I think gets like 300 or something like that. So there is a real value of prizes to be given in this event, and like I said, it's just for those that unfortunately are eliminated from the main event on the first day.
Yeah, and those
Uh,
boards are outstanding as well, the FM Gammon.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. FM is the company that makes the same boards for the Backgammon World Championship in Monte Carlo. Fuad and Ali are the managers of the company and or owners of the company, and they just do an awesome job supporting Backgammon. This will be the third or fourth year that they've donated 2 boards. All I have to do is pay the cost of shipping, so it's really really generous of them. So one board will go to this, and the other board will go to the winner of the juniors versus seniors event. They are completely two different events, actually, juniors and seniors, but the winners of each event will play off for the board.
I see. Very good. Very good. So let's go back and see what else we had here. Yeah, so you discussed the main event more Swiss, so they can read
Yep.
here in this a video. These videos, the streams are outstanding.
Yeah, Bill and Tara do an absolutely amazing job. I call them, excuse me, I call them the Stream Team Dream Team. Bill Riles and Tara Mendocino, she manages the stream from the technology side, while he does much of the commentary, bringing in guests all weekend long. Like for the women's national championship last year, we had Hannah. And I can't remember the other lady that joined her, but for the women's event, we'll have two female guests. For all the other events, we'll have whoever's available at different times. Will join Bill on commentary, and just his professionalism and the way they put the whole thing together. It literally, there is no one better than Bill and Tara. Honored to have them back here in Chicago again.
Yeah, I call them the king and queen of streaming.
Yeah.
So that was that Hannah DeRosier?
Yeah, Hannah Drozia. Yeah, she competed in the women's event, but unfortunately didn't make the finals. I think she made the semis or maybe the quarters, but didn't make it to the final. But was really great joining on commentary for the final.
Yeah, she's a great player, especially given her age, and also a great
Yeah,
commentator. I enjoy watching it when she's commentating.
yeah, she's kind of a no holds barred commentator. If you make a mistake, she'll let you know it.
All right, very good. So here is where people can reserve their room at the Embassy Suites.
Yep. If you click the link, either
Yeah,
what's called the logo, or where the
yeah,
highlighted text is anywhere,
yeah.
it will open up the link to book your room. It's going to be $149 per night. That does include uh, free Wi-Fi throughout the hotel. Every room is a suite, so every room has like a separate parlor area from the bedroom. They're really nice rooms at this hotel. Also includes the breakfast for two every morning, which of course includes the Chicago Open staple bagels, cream cheese, and salmon, which I have at all my Chicago Open tournaments. And it's one of the things. There are people that literally come to my tournament for that and that alone. Literally, that's their number one reason for coming to Chicago. It's crazy. But I'm born and raised Jewish from Boston, Massachusetts. My comfort food is bagels, cream cheese, and some smoked salmon, or what I call lox on the bagel. And to share that with the world through my backgammon tournament is pretty cool. So like I
Fantastic.
said, the rate is 149. Unfortunately, the hotel is what we call a premium price hotel. So the little more expensive on the weekends. Friday and Saturday night, the king rooms are $10 more, and the queen rooms are $30 more. But that will automatically show in the pricing when you book on the website. And of course, parking, because it's an airport property. Um, it's normally $39 a night at this hotel. It's $15 daily for our tournament, backgammon attendees.
Very good. I'll have a link in the description so people can click on that and then click on all these. And
Absolutely.
the USBGF is a sponsor. You want to recognize the sponsor while we have them on.
Absolutely. That's our national organization that supports all the efforts we do in running tournaments and promoting the game around the country and around the world. Last year, and previous to last year, I had run my More Swiss event through my own software at moreswiss.com. And with the work Rich Munitz has done over the last few years, and maybe even since just before COVID started, their software is just so much better for many reasons. One of the things it includes player notifications when matches are ready. So I've moved my entire tournament management system into the USBGF online tournament system, and it's just so smooth. Actually, I did it last year after Saturdays. The first 5 rounds were in my moreswiss.com, and then I realized I just shouldn't be doing this anymore, and put all the results into the OTS, and then continued with round 6 on Sunday morning. And it's just a piece of cake, and really super much appreciation to Rich Munitz for all he's done with the OTS and all the others in the organization that have helped to grow the game. And one thing I can say about that, if you're wondering, are they really growing the game? Well, more than half the tournaments on the ABT last year had their all-time attendance records. New York this year already has the greatest, largest ABT tournament in the history of the American Backgammon Tour. Numerous other tournaments are breaking records. Charlotte, we haven't had a Charlotte tournament since 2005. We literally went 10 years without. Their first tournament back, their largest event ever by over 20 players. I mean, it was just absolutely amazing. Last year, I had my all-time record of 181 players, and I expect that number to increase again this year. So kudos to the USBGF, and thank you for all you're doing.
Yes, very good. Okay. And then some other sponsors. Is this Backgammon Galaxy and East Point Backgammon?
Yep. Ace Point Backgammon is basically Bill and Tara. They are Ace Point. So my secondary stream will be on their channel, while the primary stream I pair with Backgammon Galaxy, which is the largest backgammon YouTube channel. They have something. I'm not even sure the number, maybe over 25,000 subscribers now. So my goal is just to get my tournament and matches shown to the maximum number of players. And since they have the largest channel, that's who I paired with. I don't pay them anything. They don't pay me anything. It's a joint venture. I get their audience, they get my great content. So it's a win-win for both of us.
So which stream will be commentated? The primary one on Galaxy?
Generally the primary one. If we do have a second commentary, it will be on Ace Point. And at times when the Galaxy there is no match on Galaxy because it ended early or whatever, then we'll hop on commentary for the Ace Point matches as well.
And this is actually something we should mention. One of the useful things about a Swiss format is you always know when the next match starts, so that's great for streaming. Okay, it's
True.
done. You take a break, you know when the next one's coming.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Everything's scheduled for the main event.
and then a few other sponsors. Let's recognize them now, please.
Absolutely. The first trophy you see in the top left, that's the Player Cup. We already mentioned about Player Cup EMAB. The one in the middle is FM Gammon. They're our board sponsor. They're fantastic. Then the American Backgammon Tour, which the Chicago Open is a proud member of that. For those of you who don't know, all the tournaments around the country that are ABT tournaments, players that cash in the event earn points towards Player of the Year. I think the next logo, that's a BMAB website, which is Backgammon Masters Boarding Body. That's where players get their title or can achieve and see who's received what title on that website. USBGF in the middle. Backgammon, I'm sorry, Extreme Gammon is next. They're not really a sponsor. They're just a friend and affiliate. I highly recommend people use their software if they're trying to improve their game. P40 is an organization that's primarily the face of P40 is a good friend of mine, Phil Simborg. They make great boards as well. They have sponsored the Chicago Open in the past. They're no longer, but I really appreciate all their efforts into promoting the game and also making baffle boxes, not just boards, but baffle boxes as well. Ace Point, we already mentioned, and of course, Chicago Point is a great place to find information on tournaments and clubs around the country and around the world.
Very good. We'll move to the registration page. So viewers can click on this link, and it'll go to the registration form here, which is pretty self-explanatory, but they can select all the different divisions they want to enter, right?
Yep. It is dynamic. So if you pick the championship division, then like the novice and intermediate jackpots will disappear. You won't see them, and vice versa. It is there's a lot there, so please read the information. Like if you scroll down just a little bit more, there's one really important paragraph. Keep going. One more section right there. That in paragraph just before at the start of the jackpots. It's really important to understand how this playing in these jackpots and how the schedule works. For my event, a lot of times if you go to a tournament, there's only one start time for each of the like the Masters jackpot or Super jackpot or whatever intermediate. I actually have 4 different start times for all those jackpots, and you have to, if you want to play doubles, that's the same as the last start time for all the jackpots. So if you want to play doubles, you got to make sure you sign up for the jackpots in one of the earlier start times. If you happen to lose, say you sign up for the first start time for the intermediate jackpot, you happen to lose, you can rebuy into the second, third, or fourth start time. So there's multiple opportunities to re-enter, and side pools always carry over in Chicago.
Very good, very good. So going through these are all the events that we'll go through. There's the Players Cup BMAB, which we discussed. You mentioned the women's tournament, very good. The jackpot and doubles, and all this is the schedule, but we have the schedule coming up. So you just fill out this form, and they could just do that here.
And
And
you can
there's
either send an online payment using Venmo, PayPal, or Zelle, or you can pay cash on site or mail a check, of course. I still
very
have
good.
about 4 people that mail checks.
There was, someone once asked us like, so you have the seniors event and the juniors event, right?
Yes.
So what's the age limit for seniors event and juniors event?
Under 60 or 60 plus.
So someone once asked me, why is under 60 juniors? And I told them in backgammon, that's juniors.
That is correct. We have, no, the true answer is we have a lot of players starting to play in their 50s. That's why.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll go to the event info. So we'll start with the ABT main event here. So I'll
Yep.
let you go through that.
We've already kind of discussed this in terms of format. For the championships, it's a $400 entry fee. For the intermediate, it's a $200 entry fee. Novice is just a $50 entry fee with 100% return. The only I don't want to take money from new players. So 100% of the entry fee goes back into the event. There is a small $30 edge fee for new players, novices, that helps me pay for some, the function space and a bunch of other things, costs of maintaining the tournament, but it's a pretty small amount. Um, um, the only difference between the intermediate championship is the entry fee. The only difference between those and the novice is the fact that the novice are playing 3-point matches, and we play until there's a winner. It's for the championship intermediate, it's probably 11 or 12, possibly 13 rounds. In the novice, it's usually about 9 or 10 rounds.
Very good.
And
And
the
then
novice is just a 2-day tournament. It starts on Saturday, will end on Sunday.
we discussed the more Swiss format, so people can
Yeah,
read
it
about
is a
that.
very technical format. So if you're really interested in understanding how everything works and how it's designed, the full information is there.
And we discussed the unlucky dice last chance.
Yep.
So let's look at the side events now.
Of course, I think first you'll see the women's national championships.
Oh, was it? Here, let me see. Oh, side events. Okay,
There,
there we go.
yeah, the women's national championship is listed first. Once again, that's a main bracket with rebuys. If you happen to lose once, you can rebuy. And then there's a consolation bracket as well. Um, The Players Cup BMAB is just 5 rounds of 9-point matches. And then we have the jackpots, which are single elimination knockouts. There's the Masters, the Faster Master, Limited Jackpot, and Intermediate Jackpot. Those are all going to be single elimination. Probably somewhere around 32 to 48 players in each event. Um, then we have the doubles tournament. Most likely going to be a full 32-player bracket, as it was the last few years. There's an overall board tournament is once again single elimination. All these side events are single elimination events. Some of them have rebuys. Zavral will be a 16-player event. Winner gets the board. Second place gets, I think, 400. Speed Gammon is my favorite event. If you like to play fast, as I do, I'm very much a uh, I feel the game of backgammon when I play it, and I play by feel more than 100% analytics. So I'm good at speed gammon, and that's why I love the game. It's my favorite way to play backgammon. Then we have the juniors and seniors event. As I said, the winner of each event will face each other for the FM Chicago Open logoed backgammon board. And then if you want to play in something short and quick, we have a couple events, the Blitz and 1-point quickies. Blitzes are 5-point matches. They're just 4-player knockouts. So if you win 2 matches, you win, I think, what is it?
$100.
Yeah, $100. And the 1-point quickie will probably have 64 players or thereabouts. And just no cube, just 1-point matches. And then the last event of the weekend before I kick everyone out is the after tourney. It had been $60 entry fee with a $30 side pool. This year we bumped it up to 150 if I'm going to stay there a little bit longer. You guys need to pay a little bit more because it's this will be at the end of the 6th day of the event, and I will be exhausted, but I'm happy to continue to hang out for a little bit longer.
Yeah, and I really prefer the DMP tournaments over the 2-point mini matches, which sometimes there are.
Yeah, it's 1 point quickie or 2 point slowy, as I call them.
Yeah. Okay, and then here we have the
Yeah,
local restaurants.
I've done a ton of work looking at local restaurants. You'll see all the ones that have like are bolded, like Capital Grill, Carlucci's, Fogo. I need to update that because I haven't done the work for it yet this year. But all those companies in boldface type are actually restaurants that gave us a gift card for players for us to give away during the Calcutta as door prizes. And so last year, I think I had like $1,905 worth of gift cards that I gave away for players to go to dinner on Saturday, Sunday nights. It was pretty awesome. I appreciate the players that come to the tournament, and I no longer do the hospitality that I used to do, which is 3 meals a day for 3 days or 4 days, whatever it was. But it's nice to be able to give out a ton of gift cards during the Calcutta. It's a good time. One thing I should mention actually is the hospitality that I do provide throughout the weekend. And so there will be coffee, hot and iced tea, lemonade all weekend long in the back of the room. There will be a nice beverage station, as well as a bunch of other snacks, candy bars, hard candy, some chips, and other things like that all weekend long. And that's part of the registration fee.
Very good. Okay, so these are the
Yeah.
casual 24 hours. Okay, very good. So we went through
Yeah.
that. Now we'll
Yeah,
go.
I just segmented all the restaurants into different categories.
Okay. Next,
Here
we'll
in the
go through the
schedule,
schedule. Yep, the schedule. So we went through most of it, but you can kind of people can read it, but let's go through it relatively briefly. It starts on Wednesday. Go ahead, please.
yep, we have the Players Cup BMA event. First 3 rounds are Wednesday night, and then the next 2 rounds are Thursday morning. Thursday around noon is when all the jackpots start. I have the Masters and Faster Master starting at noon, and you'll notice the first start time for the Masters. There's a qualifier, so it is a $600 entry fee. So I have a qualifier for half price, of course. And then I give myself an extra 15 minutes to get the limited and intermediate jackpots kicked off, just because it takes time to make sure all these brackets are correct and get the players paired up. So at each of those start times, you'll see, two of the events starting at noon, and then the other two at 15 minutes later. So then in the middle of the afternoon, once we get the jackpot started, I have all the other side events kicking off: the 1 pointers, the 5 point blitz, the juniors and seniors, the speed gammon, and the women's national championship. Um, then at 3 o'clock, I have another start time for the jackpots. Then dinner break. Then another start time at 7 o'clock. And the Zavrall board tournament kicks off at 8:30, and we won't start any more matches after 10:30 on that first night. Friday, it's jackpots continue. Doubles starts at 11 a.m. That is the only start time for doubles. All the doubles teams will start at the same time, that 11 a.m. on Friday. Um, if you're not in doubles, you can play in one of the other jackpot starting times. I still have to take out the backgammon
So
proficiency just off the schedule. I thought we were going to have one, but like I said, Michi told me the Japanese organization will not be making one this year, so I'll be removing that from the schedule. We
that
have
will
the
be the
dinner
seminar.
break. Saying, yeah, the seminar is still going to be on Sunday night by Michi.
Oh, Sunday
But
night.
yes, it's Sunday. Yeah, it's Sunday night. It's just because normally we have the backgammon proficiency test, or in the past we've had the backgammon proficiency test on Friday night, followed by his lecture on Sunday night. So I just need to
Right.
remove that from the schedule.
And I guess we
Uh,
didn't mention this is on Memorial Day weekend, so but there's going to be the Monday following is the Memorial Day holiday. So Sunday
yep,
night's
yep,
not going to be like too late. Yeah.
yep. The finals of all events are on Monday. So the tournament, except for the novice event, will be just 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, but all events are expected to finish on Monday.
That's kind of a nice bonus to have an extra day to do a tournament.
Absolutely. And you'll notice 8 p.m. once I go back up just a little bit, 8 p.m. Friday, you'll notice round three of all the jackpots. So if you started in one of the jackpots anytime between Friday night, I'm sorry, Thursday all day or Friday morning, you'll play 2 rounds. If you've won your 2 rounds, you'll advance to quote unquote the playoff, which will be a redraw at the start of round 3. So everyone that has entered a jackpot and is still alive will play their 3rd round starting 8 p.m. on Friday. So that's kind of everything kind of comes together and we continue at that point.
Very good. And then Saturday.
Saturday is the kickoff of the main event. We'll have welcome announcements. I do have some specific rules to the Chicago Open, such as legal moves and dice on checkers and a few other things. I don't allow outside food into the playing room because people spend a lot of money on their backgammon boards and they're really nice. And if you eat a spaghetti dinner and get sauce all over the table and someone doesn't see it and they put their board down, and that's just not a good situation. So one of the rules of the Chicago Open is, other than the few beverages and snacks I supply, no food inside the playing room. There's plenty of spots in the hotel lobby, restaurant where you can go have a seat. So, and just a few other announcements, and the Calcutta, of course, and then we kick off the main event with 5 rounds on Saturday. We'll continue with more rounds on Sunday, before we finish off the weekend on Monday. On Sunday night, as I mentioned, we do have the lecture by Michi.
Very good.
And the subject matter of that lecture is gravity in backgammon, not what it says on the website. I need to update that.
Yes. Okay. Very good. And so it concludes on Monday. And let's see, what else do we have? The schedule we went through, the conditions. Uh, we'll just look through that briefly, but people can read this, the ruling committee, and a little bit of details. And there's some contact information here.
Yep.
So this is where people can go and contact you. And there's a little form. And
The
then
picture's a little outdated. I still had hair then.
I know, right? And
But
then
it wasn't much, but it was more than I got now.
I know, I know. And the hotel, there's a link there so people can
Yep.
click on that. So very good. So that was a great overview of the Chicago Open backgammon tournament. We went through the website. There will be a link in the description so people can click on that and go through that. One other question I had for you that we didn't go through is, what has been the feedback from players after having run this tournament for several years now?
Um, the Swiss format, is extremely popular. And I was really happy that I was the only one running it for a number of years. But unfortunately, there are a bunch of other tournaments that are now using the same format, which makes the Chicago Open a little less unique than it used to be. But I'm still running what is, I think, clearly the most appreciated and liked format. And it's definitely, equity wise, the most equal. Because there are virtually no buys in this tournament. The maximum number of buys you can have in any round is 1. And that's only if we have an odd number of players. And I do everything I can to make sure we start the tournament with an even number of players, especially in the championship division. So no one that if you start with an even number, the winner of the tournament, there's no chance they will ever have a buy, which is pretty cool.
That's great. What people tell me that they really like about the Swiss format is they always know when their next match is going to be. They don't have to be waiting around with the possibility of entering side event, and then they might be in a side event, and then their other opponent will show up, and then when they're available, the opponent's in a side event and things like that. You don't worry about those things.
Yeah, a couple of things that I think people appreciate, and I've heard direct feedback to such, is the hospitality in terms of the having that coffee station, lemonade, iced tea all weekend long. You don't need to go out and get those type of things or pay for them. It's part of the what I put on as part of the tournament registration fee. And also having the breakfast included with the hotel rate is something that I really like myself, and I do get a lot of players that say appreciate it as well. So it's just one less meal you have to worry about, and having the bagels, cream cheese, and salmon included with that is definitely a plus.
That's fantastic. Wonderful. It looks like it's going to be an outstanding event. As always, we went through everything on the website. Do you have any other final comments before we conclude the video?
I don't think so. I think I'm good. I look forward to hosting everyone once again for this year's Chicago Open. This is the 43rd year of the tournament. Been running, like I said, the last 15, and numbers just continue to grow and grow and grow. Um, I'm just excited to put it together again, and hopefully Alex can make it this year.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. It's hard for me to travel with work and family commitments, but we'll see what I can do. I'll be watching it for sure if I can't make it. All right,
Excellent.
wonderful. Thank you very much to my good friend Rory Pascar. We discussed the 43rd Chicago Open Backgammon Tournament, home of the 2025 Women's National Championship, May 21st through the 26th, 2025, at the Embassy Suites by Hilton at the Chicago O'Hare Rosemont. We'll go ahead and conclude the video. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, and I'll work on it. And if you love Backgammon, you can become a member of this channel, giving you exclusive access to the most popular videos. Again, my book, Backgammon, Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. I look forward to seeing you in future videos, and until then, keep rolling your dice.